Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what promises to be the most explosive and highly anticipated Q&A of the year. We have with us live the one and only President Donald J. Trump and the man who has at times been his animated doppelganger, Mr. Herbert Garrison from South Park. Get ready for some real talk. Get ready for the most epic takeover in South Park history. In this hilarious animation, welcome to University Network, the place where education, culture, and entertainment collide in the most unexpected ways. If you've ever wondered how politics, pop culture, and student life all intertwine, you're in the right spot. Trump Hussein, Trump 4.0, Donald Trump takes over the quiet mountain town of South Park, Colorado, and chaos ensues. Cartman, Kyle, Stan, Kenny, and Butters must navigate the new Trump-led regime and all its absurdities. Will they be able to survive the Trump presidency, or will South Park never be the same again? Watch to find out. But we don't stop at just funny clips. On University Network, we break down the stories behind the humor, uncover the meaning behind satire, and connect it all back to what international students and young people are really going through in the USA and beyond. This channel isn't just entertainment, it's knowledge wrapped in comedy. Hello, President Trump. South Park just dropped its season 27 premiere, Sermon on the Mount, South Park Funny Moments. And it features a character that's, well, you in bed with Satan, a deep fake of your talking micro-penis, and a whole lot of direct mockery. The White House called it fourth rate. What's your real take on this disgraceful episode?
Trump takes over South Park.
Outraged. Hand-waving, a theatrical sigh. Disgraceful is an understatement. Believe me, this fourth-rate show, as my brilliant spokesperson Taylor Rogers correctly stated, hasn't been relevant for over 20 years. They're just desperate for attention. They show my character, a magnificent character, by the way, not some micro-penis they made up. Total fake news. In bed with Satan. Satan, what a joke. I've delivered on more promises in just 6 months than any president in our country's history, and no cartoon is going to derail President Trump's hot streak. The ratings? Oh, they're saying 5.9 million cross-platform viewers. That hashtag #1 most social episode ever? That's because of me. Everyone tunes in to see what outrageous, unfair, and totally fabricated lies they're spreading about the greatest president. It's all about me, and they know it. They're losing money, their network is failing, and they needed a boost. Sad. Oh, jeez. Well, I was quite comfortable just teaching again, you know? My boyfriend Rick and I were living the good life. But then suddenly there's another me in the White House with Satan. It's quite the drastic pivot, isn't it? You know, they used Saddam Hussein's voice and animation style for this Trump. I mean, I was the giant douche for a while, remember? People seemed to like it when I just spoke my mind, didn't talk like a politician, said I'd fuck them all to death. That was very popular. But this new guy, he's literally in bed with the Prince of Darkness. And the deep fake with the talking appendage, Matt and Trey, they called it a character to get it past the network. They're certainly not afraid to push boundaries, are they? Mr. Garrison, you've been the primary Trump for South Park for years now, ever since that Canadian president stunt. Now they've got this Trump Hussein character. How do you feel about being replaced, and what was it like being the satirical representation of, well, him? Well, first, there was the actual Donald Trump way back in season 5, just a background businessman. Then they had that unnamed Canadian president who was a brash asshole, and basically him, President Trump, but Canadian. He caused so much trouble that Canadians fled to America. The show was basically saying, don't vote for this guy, it's a joke that went too far. Then I took over. They didn't think he'd stay in the race, let alone win, so I became the stand-in. I campaigned with Caitlyn Jenner, I had that bad spray tan and the hairpiece. I'd say outrageous things, deny I said them, even when the tape was rolled. I even tried to lose the election by being incredibly offensive about women and minorities, but people still cheered. They thought I was being honest. Oh, geez, it was exhausting. I even said I had no idea what I was doing or knew about politics or the law, and that I'd fucked this country up beyond repair. They just said I was a liar. It was all about the member berries and people wanting to make America great again, yearning for simpler times. And now this new Trump Hussein, they're really trying to make him look like an evil villain now, like Darth Vader. I mean, it's direct. I guess they're feeling bolder now after that big contract. Excuse me, evil villain? That's a total witch hunt. And member berries? What even is that? Sounds like something Crooked Hillary would come up with. Mr. Garrison, you were the disaster. You tried to lose? I never try to lose. I only win. I win so much you'll get tired of winning. And this Trump Hussein, they're just copying my tremendous success and putting a cartoon face on it. The White House correctly dismissed it as uninspired ideas. They're right. They have no ideas, no talent. They had to invent some ridiculous deep fake just to get a reaction because my real achievements are too good for their pathetic show. They were too scared to show the real me for years because I would have sued them and I would have won bigly. Paramount knows that. They paid me $16 million over a 60 Minutes interview, proving my point. President Trump, you mentioned Paramount paying you $16 million, and the sources suggest that South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker are deliberately provoking you and rage baiting to cause trouble for Paramount. They're even suggesting that Stephen Colbert's show was canceled to suck up to Trump. What do you say to the idea that this is all just a big, expensive, dramatic game being played by the show's creators? From Trump and South Park parodies to hilarious South Park funny moments, we dig deep into how comedy reflects reality. Shows like South Park don't just make us laugh. They challenge us to think about what's happening in the world. When you see South Park Donald Trump sketches, you're not only laughing at the over-the-top jokes, you're also uncovering powerful commentary on immigration, education, and the student experience. That's exactly what we explore here. Early portrayal, Trump 1.0, President Trump. It's true, it's a game, but I'm winning. Look, they just got a $1.5 billion deal from Paramount Plus, probably because of my influence, frankly. Now they're using that money to cause trouble. They wanted to give Paramount as much hell as possible as payback for some legal battle and canceling Colbert. They even made Jesus say, "You guys saw what happened to CBS. You really want to end up like Colbert? Just shut up or we're going to be canceled." It's all about money and revenge for them, but they're playing with fire. My White House spokesperson said it clear. Their show is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas. Trump Hussein, they used to say I was too hard to satirize because what was actually happening was much funnier than their ideas. Now they're just desperate. They need me. It's sad, really, how much they depend on me. They want me to sue. They think it'll make headlines, but I'm too smart for their little games. I'm focused on America, not their pathetic cartoons. Mr. Garrison, Trump 3.0. Mr. Garrison, well, they do produce episodes in 6 days, very responsive. They always go after everybody, red or blue. It don't even matter. Janesha Adams-Ginyard, who voiced a character in a special, she said they have an amazing way of mirroring what is actually happening in the world. And she even agreed that Colbert's show should go. So maybe it is about mirroring reality, even the ugly parts. They use vulgar and bizarre humor to provoke thought, raise questions about serious social ills, and criticize those in political power. When I was president, they were predicting what he would do. It felt like they were talking directly to the viewers saying, "Vote for her." I guess now they're just getting more aggressively provocative. They even had a season slogan, #CancelSouthPark. just daring Comedy Central to end it. They really do seem to want to make Paramount's life hell. That much is clear. They even said Paramount and Skydance fucked with them. They don't pull punches. Canadian president. See what he's saying? Aggressively provocative, make Paramount's life hell. This is a vendetta. They're using their so-called satire to push a political agenda because they're part of the corrupt media elite. They tried to say I was like Darth Vader, a great character, by the way, very powerful, but I'm much better. They don't understand winning. They don't understand greatness. It's all fake, sad, and very, very biased. And frankly, this Q&A is just another attempt to give them attention they don't deserve. I got a country to run, the best country, and I'm doing a tremendous job. Thank you. Oh, gee.